Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We meet again in chapter number 11, which is authoring system. Authoring system. So, the helpful ways to get started in authoring system. So, if we want to make things easier for us when we are using authoring system, okay, we can use a pre-made templates, wizard and style that to save time on the page setup. So, if you're using wizard or template, okay, it will make things easier for us. So, we don't have to create things from scratch. So we don't have to create things from scratch. So we can just take the template and then use it in our authoring system. So what are the helpful ways to get started in authoring system is to improve document appearance with tables, bullet and numbered lists and symbol. So this is some of the things that can be used, and it will help readers find information with table of content, running headers and footers, and also indexes. And we can also use to use quick change, spelling and grammar checker features, and of course it also include to identify information in the file name. So this is the helpful ways to get started when we want to use the authoring tools or the authoring system. Okay, first thing first. So making instant multimedia. The scope of your project determines the appropriate production tools. Modern office productivity software can perform many simple multimedia tasks. Most modern PC have some multimedia creation tools built in. So for example, in your PC or in your laptop, so you can use the built-in software or operating system. For example, we can, if you want to create a movie, we can use video editing for Apple, for Mac, Windows, and iMovie for Apple. Apple based. And if we want to use if we want to create a document, we can use Microsoft Word. If we want to create a spreadsheet or calculation, we can use Microsoft Excel. If we want to create a database, we can use Microsoft Access. So this is all the authoring system that can help us to achieve to help us to create a product, a multimedia product. Okay, so there are several types of authoring tools that can be found or that can be used. Okay, the first one is card and page based authoring tools, and the second one is icon and object based authoring tools, and the third one is time based authoring tools. So I will try to explain one by one. So card and page based authoring tools. So what is it? So in these authoring tools, elements are arranged like pages of a book or card in a stack. Okay, these tools contain media such as button, text field, graphic object, okay, and the runtime revolution and toolbook are the example of page-based system. Runtime, revolution, and toolbook. This is two example of the page-based system. So characteristic of object are defined by properties. So we can change the appearance, the properties of every element, every element in this authoring system. And object may contain script that specify a related action. So we can put some script into some object to give certain action that we require. One or more intermediate files are usually required for handling script, actions, and routines, and card or page can contain multiple layers. So this is some of the point in card and page based authoring tools. Okay, the second one is icon and object based authoring tools. So in these authoring tools, okay, it provides a visual programming approach to organize and presenting the multimedia elements. So they're going to use or they're going to provide a visual programming approach. And multimedia elements and interaction cues are organized as object in the flowchart. So they have a sequence of what are the first thing that need to be done, and the next thing, the second, third one, and so on. So it will be organized just like in a flowchart. Flowchart can be built by dragging appropriate icons from a library and then adding the content inside the flowchart. So we can just drag inside into our project, and then we can put some content or add some text, for example, in that flowchart. So that is the icon and object-based authoring tools. Okay, the third one is time-based authoring tools. So time-based tools are best suited for message with beginning and end. So Adobe Animate, for example, are the time-based development environment. Okay, so like what we call Animate, okay, is used for delivering rich multimedia content for the web. Okay, it allows the creation of simple static HTML page and within the plugin. Next is object. Authoring tools generally treat multimedia element as object. Okay, remember there are 5 elements in multimedia. So these elements are treated as object in authoring tools. Object exists in a hierarchical order or parent and child relationship. Okay, each object is assigned properties and modifiers. So we can modify one of the certain object will have a different modifiers. So we can adjust and we can modify how that object will react, how that object will appear. Okay, so we can adjust it according to our preference. And on receiving messages, object task depending on the properties and modifiers. Okay, so this is the things that can be found or that we need to understand regarding the object in authoring system. And next is choosing and authoring tools. So we need to choose carefully when we want to create our multimedia project and we want to use any authoring system to help us to create a final product. So what are the features that need to be considered? One of the thing is editing and organizing features. So and then the programming features and the interactivity features. The next thing is performance tuning and playback features, and of course one of the most important part is the delivery, cross-platform and internet playability features. So this is some of the features that need to be taken into account before you choose your authoring tools to assist you in completing your project. So in editing and organizing features, okay, authoring system include editing tools to create, edit and convert multimedia elements such as animation and video clips. Okay, the organization, design and production process for multimedia involve the storyboarding and the flow charting. And visual flow charting are an overview facility that illustrate the project structure at a macro level. So this is some of the features in editing and organizing. Next is programming features. So visual programming with icons or object is the simplest and the most easiest authoring process. And authoring tools offer very high level language or interpret scripting environment. So this is some of the features that need to be there in when we want to choose for if it is related to programming features. Next is interactivity features. So interactivity gives the end user control over the content and flow of information in the project. Remember what we call it the non-linear and the linear multimedia. So if interactivity is a non-linear, so users are given control of the flow of information in the project. Simple branching is the ability to go to another section of the multimedia production, and conditional branching is an activity based on the result if then decision or event. If you want to do a simple branching, a simple branching ability. Let's say if we are browsing into online newspaper, so we can browse to there are several simple branching that can be found on online newspaper. For example, like if you want to read a news about sports, so we're going to click on the sports link. So after we click on the sports link, all the news that appear in the page will be all the news related to sports. So there are the example of simple branching. And conditional branching is an activity based on the result of if-then decision or event. So let's say if you click this, what will happen, or what are the results that will be shown if we click A. If we click B, what are the results that will show? Okay, so that is the example of the conditional branching. And structured language support complex programming logic, subroutine, event tracking, and message passing among object and elements. So this is some of the features in interactivity that we need to look into. Regarding the performance or tuning and playback features, okay, achieving synchronization is difficult. Okay, considering that performance of the different computers used for multimedia development and delivery is varies. Authoring system should facilitate a precise timing of event, and these features should enable developers to build a part of a project and then test it immediately. So this is some of the features in performance and tuning playback. And the last one is delivery features. So in delivery features, okay, delivering the project may require building a runtime version of the project using the multimedia authoring software. A runtime or standalone version allow a project to playback without the complete authoring software and all its tools and editors. For example, let's say if we creating a video project, we are using Adobe Premiere, for example. So while we are editing, the project can only be previewed using Adobe Premiere software. Without the software, we can't see the progress. So when we want to deliver, so we will render the video first. So we will render the video into some format as maybe like MP4 or WMP format. So after we render, the file can be run without Adobe Premiere. So this is the example of the runtime or standalone version. So meaning that the files will be able to be playback or to run without the software. Okay, and lastly about the features is cross-platform and internet playability features. It is important to use tools that facilitate easy transfer across platform. Okay, for example, nowadays I think basically most of the software, no matter is it an image editing software, video editing software, animation editing software, and especially if that software on the mobile version, meaning that after we finish the editing or after we finish with the work, we can directly share the work through WhatsApp, and we can upload it into several types of social media such as Instagram, straight to the Facebook, straight to YouTube. So we able to do this directly. So this thing will make things easier for us as a developer to create or to share our project. And authoring system provide a means for converting the output to be delivered within the context of HTML and the HTML. So this is the features that user or developer need to consider when they are looking on the cross-platform and internet playability features. Okay guys, so that's it for chapter 11 authoring system. Hope to see you guys on the next chapter. Adios.